Hello boys and girls, children of all ages, and welcome to the French Grand Prix here at the Magny-Cours circuit. We have a treat in store for you today as we have 40 laps round the French Grand Prix circuit. Forget about the 24 laps we had earlier in the old French Grand Prix. We've got 40 laps here to treat yourselves with. So sit back, relax and enjoy this hour of racing as much as I hopefully will. If I sound a little bit weird, it is because I got something in my mouth that I can't get out. So, we are going through qualifying for the French Grand Prix. We're not expecting any one-stoppers today, which is a good thing, because the one-stoppers are boring. We're expecting everyone to do 2 stops. Some might go into the 3 stops, seeing if they can take advantage of the fast nature of the circuit. We expect to see loads of overtakes, loads of action, loads of this, loads of that, and hopefully hardly any retirements, but I guarantee we'll probably find about 10 retirements in the first 6 laps. We have 30 minutes left to go in the qualifying session. We've got the Jaguars on pole positions, we've got the BARs in third. Jensen Button has gone into 3rd. The BARs have been beaten, they're on 4th and 5th place. Fisichella's let finish his laps. He's in 7th. Barrichello and Schumacher 8th and 9th to 2v2 all the way down the field until Damon Hill shows up. And Coulthard has shown up as well, 7th place for the McLaren driver, who hasn't enjoyed his time of things as of late, but hopefully he'll be able to do well. Brenson's out there, and who does not improve his lap time, is in 8th place in the Arrows. We have De La Rosa still on pole, Dennis 2nd, Button 3rd, Magny-Cours 4th, Damon Hill 5th, Panis 6th, Coulthard 7th, Brenson 8th, Fisichella 9th, Lacey 10th, Schumacher 11th, Barrichello 12th, Raikkonen in 13th. I don't think we'll see any much action now in the final 2 minutes because I think everyone has finished their lap times. We'll see the rest of the field in a minute, from 14th down to 20th. We've got Mark Webber, Ralf Schumacher, Alonso, Young, Sato, Hakkinen and Montoya in the final positions. So here we are at the penultimate round of the Season 4 Championship. The title can be decided in this race because after Stewart's inquiry and FIA investigation, not FIA investigation, GPRO FIA investigation, we have concluded that Jordan have been cheating. They've been using a magic button to make them go 50, they've given them 50 brake horsepower more. We'll talk about that later as we're on the starting grid for the race. And away we go! Pedro De La Rosa gets off to a good start. Diniz going to challenge him going through the first corner. No. Oh, they touch slightly to the 2 Jaguars. Diniz keeps control, but the 2 Jaguars leading 1 and 2. Looks like all the rest of them are line astern. Frentzen might have gained a position. Button's in 3rd. Matagani 4th. Panis 5th. Hill 6th. Coulthard 7th. Frentzen 8th. He is not. Fisichella 9th. Alesi 10th. Then it's the 2 Ferraris, 11th and 12th. Schumacher, Young, Sato, Hakkinen and Montoya. Is Alonso going to stall on the grid? The answer is yes, he becomes the first retirement. So, we should talk about the Jordans more. So, They've been using a special button that makes them go a little bit quicker. They've been told to remove this button, but they've been disqualified from the team's championship and not the drivers. The drivers did nothing wrong. So the drivers championship remains the same. Button still leads the championship. De La Rosa is in 2nd place. As Diniz goes down the inside of De La Rosa and takes the lead off of the Spaniard. Button is in 3rd. Matagani 4th. De La Rosa looks down the inside, nothing doing there though. 40 laps of this French Grand Prix circuit in the forests of Magny-Cours. It's a logistical nightmare for the teams, but they've got to deal with it one way or another. through the fast chicane, round towards the final sector of the first lap. Button is in third place, Magny-Cours fourth in the BAR. Panis is in fifth place. Round the final corner. Get a good exit off of here, you'll be singing round turn 2. You get all the way to the right, it's a flat out turn 1. And then the second corner is so difficult to get right. If you leave the door open, someone's just going to slide right in there and take your position. I need to get the standings up for the championship, because otherwise I am going to make a mistake. As everyone breaks now for this very tight corner. Coulthard 6th. Frenson's lost a position to Physicala. Physicala up into 8th place. Frenson is in 9th. Frenson doing well in the championship. 5th place. Seems to be the best of the rest at the moment. Sato's 14th in the Minardi. Young 15th in the other Minardi. So the standings at the moment, Jensen Button has a 13-point lead over De La Rosa. Hill is in third. Sato has that smoke coming from the back of Sato's car. It's his smoke coming from the back of Sato's car. Sato looks like he's going to be retiring from this race. It's only a matter of time. Surely he should pull over before something terrible happens to him. Button leads with 70 points. He is 13 points ahead of De La Rosa. Hill is in third with 53 points. Magny-Cours and Frenson are locked together in 42 points. Next, the two Renaults who were leading the championship at some point. Physicala and Lazy 36, 34 points respectively. Panis 31 points. Coulthard 26. Schumacher 25. Diniz 25. Alonso's on 21. Raikkonen's on 20. Young is on 18. Weber is on 15, Sato 13, Ralf Schumacher's on 10, Barrichello's on 5, Montoya's on 2, and Häkkinen's on 1, as Sato has had a catastrophic engine failure there. He's out of the French Grand Prix, becomes the second retirement of the race. Weber got caught up slightly in that. In the constructors, Jordan are no longer leading, but the Jordan have no longer won the title because of their magic buttons. So it's Jaguar leading BAR by 9 points. Renault are further 3 points behind that. Arrows on 52 points. They're 30 points behind the Jaguar team. They can still win the title technically, but it's going to be a very tall order. Sauber are next at 35, Minardi 31, Ferrari 30, McLaren 27, and Toyota are on 23 points, as we are on board with Giancarlo Fisichella as he tries to pass Hill and Coulthard, who seems to be blocking the path for the Italian. Coulthard looks down the inside of his fellow Brit, but nothing is going to happen there. Coulthard's got down the inside of turn 2 and then made the move stick for the McLaren driver as they go down towards the Adelaide hairpin. For the 4th time, is Fisichella go down the inside of Damon Hill. Look at that, and look at the other arrow. Schumacher is just flying through the field at the moment. Fisichella's gone down the inside of Hill and has made the move stick. Frenson 9th at the moment. A lazy 10th. Ralf Schumacher gone up from 16th place up to 11th. In a space of 4 laps. Alex Young had a problem. There is Alex Young. He's out of the Grand Prix before really it's even started. Lap 4 and only a 10th of the way through. Alex Young retires and it's still Linus Sturm for the top 6. They're all pulling away from Hill at the moment. Hill's no longer in 6th place, so it's Coulthard's in 6th place. Was it 7th? No, 6th, because Fisichella's in 8th place. De La Rosa looking around the outside of Diniz. In fact, Pedro De La Rosa has just let Diniz through. So De La Rosa takes the lead of the race again. Diniz second. There is Pedro De La Rosa in the leading Jaguar. Diniz is in second in the other Jaguar. Button's in third. The two BARs fourth and fifth. The BARs stay in their positions. Diniz being the good teammate, letting De La Rosa through. De La Rosa fighting for the championship. Someone has lost his front wing. It sounded like Barrichello has lost his front wing. Not sure where Barrichello was positioned though in the track. Schumacher is retired. I don't know which Schumacher that is. I presume it is Ralph. There is a lazy. We're going towards the hairpin. And it is Ralph Schumacher. And, oh, okay, so Schumacher is pile drived into a lazy span, and then Barrichello had nowhere to go and just crashed into the front of a lazy. They're both lucky to still be in a race, and they're still running crossing across the track. So Ralf Schumacher is out of the race after his fantastic start. Montoya sings in front. The Toyota car has just not been good enough this season. Not been good enough. Barrichello and the lazy have a long trek back towards the pits. It's going to be a very long afternoon now for the Renault team of late have been incredibly unlucky. Nothing wrong with the cars at all. They should be fighting for the championship, but they've just had problem after problem after problem every race. They might still be able to do the two-stop at this stage. To fuel him to the max. We predict that the max fuel is about 19 laps, we reckon, so they should be able to do it. Raikkonen goes down the inside of a lazy. This is through the chicane. Montoya is still behind them, but it's probably as slow as these. It's probably as slow as these cars without the front wings anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Lazy goes into the pits, so does Barrichello. They're going to fuel them quite heavily, I reckon, to make sure they do the two-stop. So they might not lose a huge amount of time. And Häkkönen's out. Häkkinen out of the race. There is the stricken McLaren. Looks like he is going to be another retirement. BAR ready in the pits. That seems like a scheduled pit stop for the BAR team. So they might be on a free stop. Benson's still in 9th. Fisichella's gone down the inside of Coulthard. Not made the move stick. Oh, he's made the move stick now. Fisichella ahead of David Coulthard. Who is going into the pits? It is Panis in the pits. Panis in the BAR pits from 5th place. And lap 7 out of 40. That's like Fisichella put the fastest lap of the race. It's an impressive lap time, to say the least, for the Renault team. Panis out of the pits. Is he on a free stop or is he on a full stop? He might in fact be on a full stop here. That's very brave. He's still in 10th place, which is impressive. A huge gap to Raikkonen. Oh, hang on, that was Webber he had to challenge there. There's a huge gap between Webber and Raikkonen that he has managed to find. Webber is in 10th place in the Sauber. Round the hairpin. Instead of opening out to the hairpin now. Promoted Frentzen into the points. Fisichella's up into 5th place now. Hill up into 6th. No, 7th. Coulthard's up into 6th. The top 4 all still battling along. Not much overtaking happening at the moment. Din is looking around the outside of De La Rosa. Now he's going to turn into the inside, but still behind. 1.4 seconds separate the top 4. And then everyone from Coulthard behind. Coulthard with the fastest lap of the race, which is rather impressive because they're not even any of the leaders. And that's Butter making a mistake. It's going to leave the door open for Matsucane. Matsucane who's just broken. But Matsucane might be close enough to go down the inside at the hairpin. It is not, because oh, he's going around the outside. That's brave. Can he do the cutback? He cannot. We saw the cutbacks plenty of times in Spa, but no cutbacks here. We are on lap 8 out of 40, a fifth away through the race. Going round with the inside of the track here. The track seems to come in on itself. We are on board with, I don't know who we're on board with. We're on board with Coulthard, looking behind the angry pack behind. Jaguar, BAR ready in the pits. Let's go up. So Matsucane is going in the pits. I'm not sure who's going in the pits between the two Jaguars. We shall soon find out through the chicane. One of the final chicanes, the pit lane to the left, and it looks like it is Pedro Diniz in the pits. Diniz temporarily takes the lead because this is the faster part of the circuit, and now it turns into the slow part of the circuit because they're in the pit lane. Sauber look like they're ready in the pits as well. Not sure who that is for because both Saubers are still in the race. Change of all 4 tyres. Fuel still going into that BAR. Away goes Matsucane. So Matsucane looks like he's on a free stop. Diniz out the pits. He's took a long time in the pits, so he might be on a 2-stop. He's fueled very heavily. Panis looks like he's passed Webber. In fact, Matsucane has just gotten out ahead of Panis. Raikkonen's the one that went into the pits out of the 2 Saubers. Panis going to go down the inside of Matsucane, going towards the hairpin. Panis slightly quicker than Matsucane at this stage. Here we go. Panis makes his move on Matsucane. Raikkonen's got smoke coming out. Matsucane's gone back ahead, and Raikkonen has stopped in the pit lane. Raikkonen stops in the pit lane. He is out of the race. Promotes Montoya into 12th. Diniz is in 11th. The 2 BARs 8th and 9th. Michael Schumacher is in 7th place at the moment. In front of him, Frenton Hill, Fisichella is in the pits. Oh, look like Frenton look dummies. Them to go into the pits. Jenson Button takes the lead, so I presume. Oh, hang on, no, that's Button that's actually passed De La Rosa. De La Rosa's not going in the pits. Button has actually taken the lead. He's no longer got pressure from the guy behind, so he can actually concentrate on his own race and manage to overtake De La Rosa at some point. So, Button takes the lead. De La Rosa is in 2nd place. The 2 championship rivals. Linus Stern in the circuit. Button looks like he's quicker at this stage of the race. They got an 8-second lead over Coulthard. They've got nothing to worry about behind them. Everyone behind them has pitted. There is Barrichello. He has he's out of sequence. He's made a pit stop already because of a broken front wing. We are on that 10. We're a quarter of the race. Quarter of the way through the race. We have dubbed the French endurance, the French endurance race. Montoya is now out. What's going to happen here? Round the chicane he goes, and Montoya going round the hairpin, and that looks like his brake has failed. He just innocently retires, and this is the overtake for Button. That was a nice clean overtake there from Jenson Button, not like his usual take the people out. But now De La Rosa and the Button are battling. They've got a back marker coming up. Frenton's lost a wheel. Frenton has lost a wheel. What happened to the arrows? I don't know where he is. Button's to the fast lap of the race. Looks like Hill is out as well. So that's both arrows out of the race. Damon Hill is also out. We're still waiting to see a replay. Here we go. Here's a replay. through the chicane. And that, ooh, that looks like a little bit of miscommunication. They both blocked the track for the next guy. I'm not even sure, I don't know, they've got a big lap to be honest. So we are down to 9 or 10 runners, I think. We haven't got many runners left. I think Alazy's in the points, despite the fact it's about 10 minutes down the road from 7th place. Button leads, De La Rosa is in second. Coulthard finds himself in 3rd place, but he is yet to make a pit stop. But the Carne is in 4th, Panis is in 5th. Webber 6th in the Sauber. Diniz is in 7th in the Jaguar. He's made a pit stop. He is very heavy on fuel. Panis looks like he went down going down the inside of Magny-Cours, but nothing going on there. Diniz 7th. Michael Schumacher is in 8th. We've got 10 runners. Not 11 runners, sorry. Fisichella is in 9th. It will be Alazy in 10th, and it will be Barrichello in 11th. 11 runners on lap 11 out of 40. De La Rosa with the fastest lap of the race. As down towards the hairpin. Not hairpin. Down towards the chicane. Few gaps appearing. Button and De La Rosa are within a second of each other. The BARs are having a nice fight with the Sauber, but there is a few gaps appearing between the drivers. Hopefully we'll be able to see some action between the drivers, otherwise it's going to be quite a boring race for me to commentate on. De La Rosa looks like he tried to go down the inside of Button there, but cannot make the overtake stick. We're about to come towards the 3rd race distance, lap 13-14, round the final corner. Towards the first corner, flat out corner in these cars. He's getting closer to De La Rosa, but he's not close enough to Button to try and make the overtake. Can he get a good exit off of this corner? He can. The De La Rosa is catching Button. Oh, he's lifted slightly. Is he going to go down the inside of the hairpin? Yes, he is. Is he going to make the overtake stick? Oh, not quite yet. The side by side going towards the chicane. De La Rosa makes way. Go down the inside. Oh, it was so close to making contact. A wide goes De La Rosa. There we are. That's the only action we're going to see in this lap, because there's not really many overtaking places apart from there might be a small overtaking place coming up at the Chateau. Someone's ready in the pits. Sound like Jordan ready in the pits. So it might be Jensen Button going into the pits. Round. Very tight corner. Awkward corner that is. McLaren ready in the pits as well. So Coulthard's going in the pits as well. Through the chicane. Damon Hill. Jensen Button goes into the pits. Damon Hill is already in the pits because he's out of the race. But De La Rosa takes the lead of the race, with the fastest lap of the race as well. Sauber already in the pits as well. It's going to be for Mark Webber. All 4 tyres have been changed. And away goes Jensen Button. 80 kilometers an hour. But there is enough of a gap for people to not pass him, where the nearest guy is 5 seconds behind her. That's Gaston Mazzacane. there is a huge gap now between the drivers. De La Rosa is already in the infield section of the track. There is Matacane. Panis is still behind the Argentine. Down towards the hairpin. Panis hitting the back of Matacane there. Button second. De La Rosa first. He's getting ready to go into the pits. Through the chicane and into the pits. No pressure from anyone. You just need to make the pit crew just needs to get it right and then be able to get in front of Jensen Button. That's one of the back markers that has gone past. Refueling still very heavily fueled is that Jaguar. That Jaguar is very heavily fueled. Is he going to get out ahead of Jensen Button? Where is the Jordan? He's not anywhere to be seen. There is Jensen Button, and he's about a second behind. But I think they've got contrasting fuel loads here. Fat Matacane, he's got pressure on for Matacane, is Jensen Button. Looks like Panis is pitted, but Jensen Button's going to have to be careful from behind because Matacane is giving him pressure. Matacane has not tried to make the move on the Brit. Matacane is on a different fuel strategy to these lot. They're all going to Constantine against each other. They're going to have a huge battle between the top three at the moment. Matacane is considerably quicker than the very heavy Button. Button looks like he's going down the inside of De La Rosa and he's made the move. Button takes the lead of the French Grand Prix again. For how long? We shall soon see. Matacane going towards the chicane. Right and left. Is he going to go down the inside of this corner? Yes. He's close. He's not going down the inside though. Matacane is visibly quicker than the rest than these two. Down the inside goes Matacane. He's not going to make the move like that. Round the final corner, no overtaking opportunity there. But surely it's only a matter of time for Matacane goes past De La Rosa. Oh, he's made a mess up of that corner. He's going to go slip down the inside of turn 2. Button actually is under pressure from De La Rosa again. Not as much as Matacane though. De La Rosa's going to have to look behind. Oh, he's closed the door on Matacane because he's going to try and make a move on Jensen Button. They're going to go 3 wide, are they? No, they're not. De La Rosa's took the very harsh line, but Matacane's made a mess up of that corner and he's now nowhere near Pedro De La Rosa. But that could work to his advantage because he can go faster than De La Rosa when he scores. De La Rosa's made a mess up of that corner. Matacane is already back behind. Button's visibly slower than De La Rosa at the moment. We're back on board with De La Rosa, back on board with Jensen Button. Down towards the final sector of the circuit. Barrichello was just in view there, messing up the view of the top 3. Matacane looking around the outside of De La Rosa. Down towards the final chicane. They're just weaving left and right, trying to show their wing. They're saying, hello, I'm here still. The top 3 separated by less than a second. Button, De La Rosa, Webber, that was just in view. De La Rosa, Matacane. De La Rosa takes the inside line. Oh, Matacane is so close with Matacane. Down towards the hairpin. They're all Constantine towards each other. They're all on different fuel loads. De La Rosa goes down the inside of the hairpin again. Is he going to make the move stick? Yes. He is. De La Rosa takes the lead again, but Jensen Button looks like he's trying to get back in front towards the chicane. He's made a He's actually done that corner quite alright to say he didn't have the ideal racing line. Matsukane's going down the inside to Jensen Button. And the Argentine makes the move stick. Button loses 2 positions in a matter of about 4 corners. That could breathe curtains for the Brit. Matsukane looked like he was going to go down the inside of De La Rosa, but De La Rosa trips down the door. Round turn 11, something like that. And back. We're going back through the field. Coulthard is in 4th. Panis is in 5th, just in front of Pedro Diniz. Not much happening. Matsukane's taking the lead, and we didn't even see the overtake because the camera was going for every other car. How dare you? Second gap between Matsukane, De La Rosa and Button. Looked like Button took a very wide line, but Matsukane is now flying through. He just no care in the world whatsoever about what is happening behind them. Button and De La Rosa are looking very feisty. Button, oh, De La Rosa closes the door very late then. Luckily, neither of them to hit each other, but De La Rosa looking at a very slow exit off of that corner. Going back through the rest of the field. Diniz and Panis are also battling out here. And it looks like Fisichella and Schumacher are battling as well. Ferrari can score points for the first time in a while. I've just realised. Diniz looking down the inside of Panis. Round the hairpin. And it's not going to make much of a difference. Schumacher's going down the inside of Fisichella. Is Schumacher going to make the move stick? Yes, he is. BR ready in the pits. It's going to be for Gaston Matsukane, the race leader. He's going to only need 1 lap. If that. Matsukane. It's the right time to dip because Barrichello was about to hold him up. So Matsukane in for his second pit stop. He's definitely on the free stop is the BAR because the fuel is not going to last him the rest of the race in this position. Is he going to get out ahead of David Coulthard is the question. Out goes the BAR. I think Coulthard's coming past. It's a slower corner on the inside. It's both Coulthard and Panis and Diniz. Oh, we're going to see a barnstorm here between these 4 cars. Coulthard and Panis are very close to each other. Diniz is just behind. So is Matsukane. Coulthard under pressure. Braking heavily. Panis going down the inside and making the move stick at the Frenchman. Now is Diniz going to make a move on the Scotsman, that is David Coulthard. Matsukane is in 6th, just watching the battle happen in front, not getting involved. Diniz is in 5th, Coulthard 4th, Panis is in 3rd. Just imagine if Hill and Frenson were still in this race, we would have an absolute worldie of a battle. Speaking of battling, Button is battling Barrichello, which he shouldn't really be because Barrichello should be getting out of the way. There we go. Barrichello comes out of Button's way. Button has a 1 second lead over De La Rosa, so I think the battle between the leaders appears to be over. Around down towards the hairpin for the 20th time. We are halfway through this race. We're only halfway through this race. We've still got another 30 odd minutes to go. Gap's about 2.5 seconds now, so if the Jaguar is going to win this race, they're going to have to win it with a strategical mastermind, because at the moment not going to win it on the track because Button is just streaking away, and if it stays like this, Button will win the title. In fact, Button only has to come 2nd to win the title. 3rd placing will go to Hockenheim. The title has only been decided once on before the final race, and that was in Season 1. Season 2 and Season 3 was decided in the final race. There's still a lot to play for in the Constructors though, because both the BARs and the Jaguars are about even. But I think the Jaguar's going to have the advantage. We're on board with Barrichello looking towards the inside of Jenson Button. Is he actually going to battle Jenson Button? Barrichello goes down the inside of Jenson Button at the hairpin. He's made the move stick. He's unlapped himself. Unbelievable. He's just let him pass as well. So Barrichello's quicker than Button at this current stage, and he's just gone down the inside of Button. Unbelievable. So De La Rose is going to catch up to them because they're just battling away. Maybe they're giving the crowd something to cheer about. Except they did it in the wrong part of the track because there's no crowd there. As we look at the long list of retirements, Damon Hill, Heinz-Harald Frentzen, Juan Pablo Montoya, Kimi Räikkönen, Mika Häkkinen, Ralf Schumacher, Alex Young, Takuma Sato, Fernando Alonso. All the drivers are out of the race. Button leads. Has he still got pressure from Barrichello behind? I'm not too sure. De La Rose is actually 5 seconds behind Button. So De La Rose is carrying some sort of problem because he's lost like 5 seconds in 3 laps. You can't even see Button or Barrichello anymore. In fact, I think Panis is catching De La Rose a little bit. But Panis is out of sequence. Not even sure what pit strategy Panis is on. I think he's on like a 4 or 5 stop race. Round turn 2, Coulthard looking down the inside of Diniz. Is he going to make the move stick? The answer is no. He is not going to make the move stick. Is he going to make the move stick at the hairpin? Heavy braking, Coulthard down inside of Diniz, and Coulthard is up into 4th place. Down towards the quick chicane at the bottom of the circuit, gear 4, and then this is the inside corner. Schumacher is up into 7th. It looks like there's a battle between Schumacher and Webber. Or Fisichella, sorry. Don't even know where he is. I think he might be outside the points now. In 9th. Button leads the French Grand Prix. De La Rose is in 6.2 seconds behind him. 3rd place at the moment is Olivier Panis. 4th Coulthard, 5th Diniz, 6th Mazzacane. They are 20, 23, 23 and 24 seconds behind the leader respectively. And then we have the battle between Michael Schumacher and Fisichella behind. Diniz goes back down the inside of Coulthard and made the move stick. Schumacher 7th, Fisichella 8th. Looks like there might be an overtake between them two coming up. We'll also look at the ticker to see if either of them to pass each other. Looks like no. Looks like Schumacher keeps hold of that 7th place for now. Webber is in 9th place, 57 seconds behind the leader. He's out of sequence in the pit stops as well. And 10th is a lazy 11th Barrichello. They're just so far behind because of their early troubles caused by Ralf Schumacher directing his arrow of a car towards a lazy. They've had quite a lot of controversy of the Arrows team over the season. Started with Frentzen taking 3 people out in 3 different circuits at Britain, Hungary and France. They've calmed down quite a lot. Then they took each other out in Austria when it looked like the Arrows are going to win. And now we are in the pits. Diniz with the fastest lap of the race. Again, impressive because he's not actually in a quick car. Fisichella and Schumacher battling it out. Fisichella now in front of him. Out goes Panis. That was his third stop of the afternoon. He's definitely on the fourth stop, is Olivier Panis. Which is definitely the most certainly interesting choice of pit stop. Didn't think we'd see a fourth stopper. It might work, but at the moment it looks like it's not going to work. Schumacher looks down the inside of Fisichella, but nothing doing there. It looks like it's going to still remain Fisichella 6th, Schumacher 7th for the time being. We are on lap 24 out of 40. If it was a normal thing, it'd be the final lap of the race. Schumacher 7th in the Ferrari. Fisichella 6th. Schumacher looking for his first points of the season since race 3 when he won at this very circuit. Accelerating. Coulthard with the fastest lap of the race. Schumacher takes to the pit lane for the second time. Out of 2. He has parked up and we wait for the fuel hose to come off. Is he going to get near Webber? And away goes Schumacher, heavily fueled for the finish of the race. Webber's going to be in front of Michael Schumacher here. There goes the Sauber. Webber 8th place in the Sauber, but I think he's going to end up being outside of the points. We've still got a little bit of a battle going on between Diniz, Coulthard and Mazzacane for 3rd, 4th and 5th place. Not sure what's happening between the leaders. I presume Button is leading by about 10 seconds. We haven't had a classification yet. We're at 25 out of 40. Round towards the final corner, Mazzacane showing his white nose. Round turn 1. Coulthard looks towards the inside of Diniz. Is Coulthard making the move stick? No, he isn't. This left the door open for Mazzacane though. And all 3 of them are going to battle it out at a hairpin. They were just dicing left and right. Coulthard down the inside of Diniz. And Coulthard goes up into 3rd place. But Diniz looks like he's got the switch back. No, he hasn't. Someone's ready in the pit. I'm not sure who that is. I think it might be the Jordan team. I got it right. 10 seconds is the gap between them two. I don't know who's ready in the pits though. It could be anyone. I didn't hear my communicator say who's ready in the pits. It looks like it is. Okay, so Lazy is ready in the pits. So Lazy going into the pits for Renault with one of the back markers. It might be Ferrari as well then, so it might be both Lazy and Barrichello. So I was right. They fueled them very heavily after their first corner incident. They've actually gone, I think, 22 laps on their fuel load, which is rather impressive. Button starts lap 27. De La Rosa starts lap 27. Coulthard starts lap 27. So does Mazzacane. So does Diniz. Diniz is now behind both Mazzacane and Coulthard. Diniz originally had 18 laps of fuel in the car. Mazzacane has now gone ahead of Coulthard. Is now a little bit behind as we come towards the hairpin. Diniz has the momentum off of the second corner. He's going to go down the inside of Coulthard. No, he's going to hit Coulthard at the rear. He shoves the green nose up the exhaust of that McLaren. Luckily, no front wings or rear wings or wheels or suspensions collapse, break, blow up, whatever. However, it is now crunch time in the race as Button is getting closer to the pit lane for his second pit. Jaguar ready in the pits. So are McLaren. So there's going to be a battle between McLaren and a Jaguar. Renault ready in the pits. That's for Keller. De La Rosa resumes the lead of the race. But how much is it going to be while Button is slow on with the heavier fuel load? Dinny's fourth, Coulthard fifth. They've both pitted. Matt Takane is now in second place. I forgot that Matt Takane is pitted. Matt Takane is going to be way ahead of them. And Dinny's had to wait for Coulthard. So there's a bit of a gap between Coulthard and Dinny's. It's about 1.5 seconds. Panis is actually going to be in the middle of this fight. He's out of sequence, remember, with the rest of the field. Panis, oh, he came close. Unless he's going to go down the inside at the hairpin. There might have to be a little lift for the Frenchman. There's a little lift. He's still close enough though. Panis going to go down the inside. He's going to steam round through the inside. And he's going to take fourth position. Button is in third. Matt Takane is in second. But not for long because Matt Takane is going to go into the pits. De La Rosa leads. He now has to do qualifying laps for the next 4 to 5 laps. But at the moment, Jenson Button looking set to win his maiden title in the Jordan. Matt Takane pits from second place. Button resumes second place. Matt Takane still in the pit, still being fueled. Away goes Matt Takane. Is he going to be in the same battle with Panis and that? No, he isn't. I think the gap is going to be about 2 to 3 seconds between Matt Takane and Panis, which I will soon see. And the answer is 3 seconds. The gap. A bit of a gap, bit of a healthy cushion for Matt Takane, but that can end in like 2 to 3 laps. A lot of these cars have done all their pit stops. Down, right through the chicane goes Barrichello. Barrichello last place after hitting each other. Round the left, down through second corner. We're on board with Pedro De La Rosa. He's got to do qualifying laps. Round towards the hairpin. We've got to have a barnstorm of a time on board with De La Rosa. Round through the chicane. It's a quick left, right left-hander for the chicane for De La Rosa. Round the inside hairpin. It's a gear 1 corner for the Jaguar, and the Hex got to be careful on the acceleration because you can lose it going around the corner. And then here is a very quick corner. Gear 3, 180 kilometers an hour. Heavy braking at Chateau. We're at 80 kilometers an hour. Pit lane speed limit around this corner. Again, slow acceleration because you're going down the hill towards the final chicane. The right left, a very difficult corner because of the fact it drops all of a sudden and then a little squares on the throttle. And that is a lap of the French Grand Prix at Magny-Cours. Button is in second place. So we're going to see a lap of the French Grand Prix from the perspective of Jenson Button. Who knows? But we are going towards the final 10 laps of the race. It is not over yet. Because De La Rosa, I don't think, has enough of a gap left. But we might see a barnstorm finish. Speaking of barnstorm finishes, Panis is down the inside of Magny-Cours. Whoa! That would have been quite controversial if the BRs took each other out here again. Because they took each other out in the last French Grand Prix. They could have been leading the championship if it wasn't for that. I think they were on set for 1-2 and then they took each other out. Panis takes the most widest line possible. But he is actually faster than Magny-Cours at the moment, mostly because they're in different fuel strategies. Panis is on the 4 stop, Magny-Cours was on the 3. 2? 3. 3. He was on the 3 stop. Not many people did the 2 stop, it seems. Around the hairpin, physicality is in 7th place at the moment. He has done all of his pit stops. Schumacher's also done all of his pit stops. Not sure where Panis is going to come out though. And BAR ready in the pits. They've been very, very busy with the BAR boys. As going towards the final chicane, Alesi directly in front. He's still out of sequence. Now, where's Panis going to come out? I reckon he'll come out in 7th. We shall soon see though. As he goes into his pit box. Coulthard goes past. Dennis goes past. There's a huge gap now to Fisichella. And away he goes. It's going to be 6th place it seems. So I was wrong in the prediction. Going to be quite close though. I think there's going to be a bit of a battle now between Panis and Fisichella. About 2 seconds with the gap. 2.5 seconds the gap between the two of them. Dennis is in 5th. De La Rosa leads the French Grand Prix with a bit of a big gap now to Jensen Button. Magny-Cours is in 3rd place. Is going to be 3rd by the looks of it. It's a bit of a gap. 25 seconds. 26.5 seconds is the gap between the two of them. A huge gap between De La Rosa and Button now. In fact, De La Rosa is very close to lapping Michael Schumacher, who is in 8th place, who is going to score a point at the moment for the Ferrari team. Round the hairpin, wide line. 1 lap 33 out of 40. We've got 8 laps to go, including this one. Though, if we're going to include this one, we've got about 7.5 laps to go. Or maybe like 7 1/3 laps to go. As Jaguar ready in the pits. And down towards the final chicane. Here we go. It's the crunch time now. Into the pits goes De La Rosa from the race lead. The gap is 25 seconds. Will he come out ahead? We shall soon see. Stopping on his marks. No 4 tyres being changed. Has he made this work out for him? It looks like he has. It's 6 seconds at the moment. It's probably going to go down to about 4. Well, that's Mark Webber going down the inside of Pedro De La Rosa, but looks like De La Rosa's made it stick 5 seconds the gap as we come to the final 7 laps of the race. De La Rosa goes down the inside of Webber. And he is going towards the hairpin now. Button, 2nd place. Underneath the Toyota. side. Heavy braking to the hairpin. Right hander 50 kilometers an hour approximately. With a wide exit. Magny-Cours in third. There's huge gaps now between all the drivers. Not much anymore. Battling. Diniz and Coulthard are the only two drivers close to each other on track. Round the hairpin. Coulthard 5th. McLaren. Up through the gears. Panis is in 6th place. The 3-second gap between them. Michael Schumacher in 8th is going to score a point at the moment. Webber 9th. A lazy 10th. Behind Magny-Cours. Then Barrichello is in 11th place. Lap 33, he's on Coulthard 5th. Closing in on Pedro Diniz. Stop lap 35 now. 6 laps to go. Diniz down the inside of Barrichello. Coulthard's going to be held up slightly by Barrichello by maybe. Yeah, because had to lift. Giving De La Rosa quite the advantage there. Round the second corner. Being pushed over to the left. Down towards the hairpin. Diniz 4th for the Jaguar team. Magny-Cours is in 3rd. He's just gone down the inside of a lazy. A lazy actually looks like might have overtaken him. The 12-second gap between Magny-Cours and Jenson Button. There's Jenson Button. Webber in front. 5-second gap between Button and De La Rosa. De La Rosa looks like he's going to win the race, but not the championship. Mostly because Jenson Button is 13 points ahead at the moment. Around the final corner, starting at 36. Button 2nd place, Webber directly behind. Magny-Cours is in 3rd, he's got a lazy for company. Got Diniz, Coulthard, battling each other still. Coulthard caught up to Diniz. And now we have David Coulthard going down the inside of Diniz, maybe. Oh, he's down the inside, he's going to make the move stick. Or he's in front. So yes. Coulthard 4th, Diniz 5th. At present, I don't know if Jaguar aren't going to win the title. They are going to be 12 points in front of BAR at the moment. Let's go to the final race of Hockenheim. It's going to be another long race for you to enjoy at Hockenheim. Hopefully it will be as exciting as it was in the last time around. Down to gear 1. Down to the hairpin. Accelerating through the gears now. Turn 1 flat out. Diniz back through the inside of Coulthard, who takes back 4th place from the Scot. Right at 37 out of 40. Got pretty much 3.5 laps to go. Fisichella on that 7th place. And Schumacher 8th. Well behind everyone else. Back on board with our race leader though. Going round Chateau down towards the final part of the circuit. Button just goes into frame there. There is Button. There's Webber. Big gap between Button and Mazzacane of about 11-12 seconds. De La Rosa leads. Button second, 6.1 seconds the gap. Big gap to Mazzacane. There's Mazzacane, 18.9 seconds the gap between them two. Diniz and Coulthard, line astern. There's actually a 1.8 second gap between the two of them. Coulthard losing a little bit of time. Diniz looks like he's secured 4th place. And mostly maybe because of Barrichello. Is Barrichello going to go down the inside of another car? He did this to Button. Barrichello again going ahead of a driver, but now and letting Coulthard back through. And Baldy Panchi's going around the hairpin now. We're at 38 out of 40 now. Michael Schumacher's in 8th. Webber 9th. A lazy 10th. He's only 4 seconds behind Webber, but Webber is 20 seconds behind points. Accelerating through the gears. Well, lap 37 with Barrichello, lap 38 for everyone else bar a lazy and maybe Michael Schumacher. Board still with Barrichello. Coulthard. Barrichello might go down the inside of him again. Not this time around. Coulthard shuts the door on him. Oh, actually Barrichello's down the inside. And who's giving him a hard time is Coulthard, Barrichello. Diniz 4th in the Jaguar, coming towards the final lap of the race. Mazzacane is in 3rd. Webber is in 2nd in front. No, he's not. Oh, it's been a long race, guys. It's been a long race. Button is in 2nd. Webber wishes he's in front, but no, he's in 9th. Button 2nd. He is on the final lap of the race, but in front of Button is the Jaguar of Pedro de la Rosa. It had a resurgence in Jaguar. Sat back whilst everyone else fought for the lead. And now they're leading the constructors, but they're not going to win the drivers. This time around, they haven't won the drivers in season 1, even though they've battled every single season for it. They've been the most consistent team in all of the GPRO Formula 1 championships. However, again, they're not going to win the title, but they're going to win the French Endurance. Pedro de la Rosa wins the French Grand Prix. But it's going to be Jenson Button coming across the line to win the Season 4 title for the Jordan team. Mazzacane going to finish 3rd place for the BAR to keep the Constructors' Championship alive for one more race. Diniz finishes in 4th. Coulthard finishes 5th. So the gap between is going to be 15 points, meaning that BAR need realistically a 1-2 finish. But we're on board with Pedro de la Rosa. Button, though, is your driver's champion for season 4. To go around towards Park Ferme. Still on board with Pedro de la Rosa in the Jaguar. To win the race. Now he enters Park. Your race winner, Pedro de la Rosa. As we look at the classified results, Pedro de la Rosa wins, Button second, Matscale third, Dillys fourth, Coulthard fifth, Pani sixth, Fisichella seventh, Schumacher eighth, Webber ninth, Lazy 10th, Barrichello 11th, the final finisher. Hill and Frenson hit each other. Montoya had a brake failure, Raikkonen with an engine failure, Hakkinen with a brake failure, Schumacher with a brake failure, Young suspension failure, Sato engine failure, and a clutch failure put Alonso out. As we look at the lap times, no driver's title to be decided in the German Grand Prix, but the Constructors' Championship is still to be decided. It will be Jaguar versus BAR. I hope to see you for that race next week. But for now, as we look at the rest of the lap times, we shall say thank you for watching the French Grand Prix. Early reports is that the 40 lap race is going to be at the start of the season, not the end. But I hope you enjoyed the race as we look at the rest of the field. Getting in now, Raikkonen, Hakkinen, Ralph Schumacher, Alex Young, and Komasato. Thank you so much for tuning into the French Grand Prix. I hope you had a good time. Coulthard with the fastest lap of the race with 125.4. Thank you and goodbye.